Hey guys, welcome back. Continue. At lunchtime the next day, everybody in class was talking about Reina's disappearance. We were all worried about her safety, but I kept a safe distance from everybody else. I do wonder where she went. Someone said that she was demoned away. How can they say such things? I can't believe their nerve. Kichi-san, you look down today. Meep. Satoko and Rika-chan noticed something odd about my attitude. I, couldn't sleep at all last night because of what Reina told me. Friends don't keep secrets from one another. That sentence bit into my heart, and I couldn't sleep because of the pain. Mian, Satoko, and Rika-chan too. I have something I need to talk to you about. Is it about Reina? No, it's not. It's about me. I decided to tell them about it because they were my friends, but I didn't know what I was expecting to change by doing so. They might despise me. Was there any benefit in telling them? No, there wasn't. I knew that for sure, but I still wanted to tell them about it just because I thought it'd help heal the pain I was feeling. What is this about, Kichi-san? Well, it's the truth about myself. I'd appreciate it if you listened to me. It's about what happened to me before I moved here. I was the kind of guy who wasn't good at anything but studying. I learned the tricks of the game called studying at my cram school. I enjoyed the sense of superiority I felt by getting good grades. I kept studying just because I wanted to look down on the other students. When my grades got better, my parents got happier, and my teachers praised me. I felt good. It was fun to look down on the students who were good at running, dodgeball, swimming. That was the only reason I kept studying. Before I knew it, not only was I the top of my class, I was the top of my school. So I started to think I was the most important student there. I looked down on the kids who were playing in the schoolyard during lunch break. I enjoyed feeling a sense of superiority to them and my insignificance. The more I studied, the better everybody expected me to do. They started to place high hopes on me. They expected me to go to the best school in Japan. I flattered myself into thinking I deserved to go to that school as well, but the fun went out of looking down on people, while the burden of studying didn't change a bit. My classmates stopped admiring my cleverness after a while, and my teacher started to push me to study more. All of a sudden, the fun gone out of it. To begin with, I didn't even like to study. I had average reflexes. I was average in a fight. I was an average boy with nothing that really drew attention. So when I found something that I could use to get that attention, I jumped on it. It happened to be studying for me, but if it was riding a unicycle or juggling, I would have done that too. When I realized that I didn't enjoy studying anymore, it got very boring. It was just a little boy who wanted to be praised when I did something better than anyone else. I finished all my summer homework because my parents praised me for it, and I took charge of cleaning duties at school because my teachers praised me for it. So when they stopped praising me for what I did, I began to feel as though my life had no meaning. My parents used to give me an allowance that was proportional to how good my grades were, so I used to get a substantial amount of money for my age. I don't know if I had a natural interest in violence or if I was looking for it because of my frustration at the time. I took an interest in BB guns. At first I shot at cardboard boxes because it was fun. Being violent at pieces of cardboard relieved a lot of stress. Nobody blamed me for doing that. But soon I started wanting to do something I should have never done. On the box that my BB gun came in was a warning label that read, "Do not shoot at people." That was when I thought about doing just that. Why did I do something I shouldn't have? I guess I was just immature. I wasn't interested in studying anymore, but I forced myself to do so anyway. My parents forced me to go to several cram schools. I was mad at them for that. I should have told them I didn't want to study anymore, but I didn't have the courage to do that, so I used my frustration as an excuse to do something cowardly. I shot at kids who were younger than I was with my BB gun. It gave me such a thrill. It felt so good to do something bad when I was so overcome with studying. Needless to say, I had no personal grudge against the kids I shot. As long as the kids passed through a deserted street, they met the requirements to become my target. I didn't mean to hurt them. I shot at them once or twice from distance. That was all I wanted to do. But sometimes they didn't react at all because the BBs hit a thicker part of their clothes or something. I didn't like that, so I started shooting until they noticed they were being hit. It inevitably escalated into a barrage of gunfire. I study a lot. I'm doing something good, so I deserve to do something bad to balance out the good thing I'm doing. That was the unbelievably selfish excuse I made. Thought I had a right to do things like that because I was suffering myself. I thought people who weren't suffering like I was deserved to be shot at and to get hurt a little bit. I was so selfish, so arrogant, and so immature. I was disgusted with myself. If I could have met myself at that time, I would have given myself a punch in the face so hard that I knocked all my teeth out. They started to call it a series of attacks on school children. The principal of my school held a morning assembly to inform everyone about the case and to warn them to be careful when playing outside. I was laughing sneakily. The PTA issued a letter of warning and advised to take the safest way to and from school. Parents took turns watching kids and they walked between home and school in groups. The more serious it got, the more it reminded me of the excitement I first felt when my grades started going up. I was absorbed in that game I was playing. I didn't think that I'd get caught someday. I didn't even think to stop doing it either. One day, I found a little girl who was walking down a narrow, dark street all alone. She was a very small girl. I don't know if she was on her way to her friend's house or if she was running an errand. I didn't care which. It was careless of her to go out alone. The school had warned her not to, so it was her fault. Just like always, I made a selfish excuse and attacked her. Some of the shots hit her in the back and she noticed she was attacked by somebody. She turned around. It was a natural reaction. At that time, I didn't hesitate to rain hell upon her, so when she turned around, I was still shooting at her. Usually when I was shot at a kid, she cried in pain and ran away, but this girl was different. She trashed around in excruciating pain, holding one of her eyes. When I saw her doing that, I realized what happened right away. The BB gun had hit her in the eye. Until that moment, I didn't think about what would happen when a pellet that could easily go through a cardboard box hit an eyeball. Anyway, the girl howled in pain, and for the first time, I realized I had done something horrible. She saw me, so I couldn't take her to a hospital. I couldn't do anything about it, so I left her there while she was still screaming in pain. I wondered if she was okay, and I worried that she'd lost her eye. I kept thinking about her, and I didn't even feel like eating that day. I went to the bookshelf in our living room, snuck a medical book into my room, and studied the structure of the human eye. It was too late to make a difference, but I studied what kind of injuries would make a person lose their vision. I knew it wouldn't make the sin I committed weigh any less, even if I found out that she wouldn't lose her sight. I couldn't sleep that night, and I suffered from a high fever. It wasn't my parents, my teachers, or the police who first punished me for what I did. It was my own body. Before dawn, I woke my parents up and confessed to my sin. They were shocked at first, but it seemed like they understood the situation quickly due to my recent disobedient behavior and my interest in BB guns. My mom cried hysterically, and my dad slapped me in the face till it swelled up. Before the sun came up, I turned myself into the police, accompanied by my parents. Satoko stared at me with a stunned expression. I deserved to receive that kind of look. What I did was very wrong. I needed to accept that. Is that all true? Yes, it's all true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you until now. What made you even want to tell us? Leon asked me, Rika-chan not in agreement. To tell you the truth, I don't understand why. Well, I know, but... No, I'm just saying I don't see any reason why you're going to tell us about it. Well, I didn't want to keep secrets from my friends. You're my friends, so I couldn't hide it from you anymore. What are you expecting us to do? I'm not expecting anything. I just... If you're asking for forgiveness, I can't give it to you. You have to ask the kid you attacked if you want that. It won't help any to tell us about it. I agree with Rika. I think you're really brave to tell us, but I don't understand what you want to do from here on out. I don't want to do anything. I just thought it's not right to keep secrets from my friends. My friends looked annoyed by the sudden confession of my past. I took it as bitter medicine. I got what I deserved. Ki-chan, I have a question. Why can't friends keep secrets from each other? What? I mean, that's what you're saying, but I really don't agree. I don't agree either. Miyana Rika-chan obviously disagreed with my statement. Satoko nodded, following suit. I don't think it's wrong to refuse to tell people things you'd rather not. We all have lots of things we don't want to tell anyone else about, like tragedies, mistakes, and other things you don't want to remember. If I had to tell someone everything to be true friends with them, I wouldn't want to have them as my friends at all. But Kichi, there's a difference between things you don't need to confess and things you have to confess. You have to confess what you did to receive forgiveness. But once you're forgiven, you don't need to keep confessing. Quiet. You turned yourself into the police and they scolded you good, didn't they not? You atoned for your sin. You were forgiven. What more do you have to do? You turned yourself in and you accepted the result. You did what you had to do. It's very important that you keep reminding yourself of your sin so that you won't make the same mistake again. But you only have to take care of that on your own. It's not something you have to confess to everybody. That's very true. I have very many embarrassing stories that I'd rather not tell anyone. Meep. Satoko does have quite a lot of them. It's not only me, Rika has a heap of them too. Meep, meep, meep. Satoko and Ricochet fooled around with each other like they always did. Mion looked at them and then looked back at me. Satoko just said something very important. Did you get it? You mean the part where she says she has a dark past that nobody needs to know about? No, at the bit after that. She's saying that everybody has something they'd rather hide. Considering that nobody grows up in a sterilized room, we all learn by trial and error. That's called life, you know. You do both good things and bad things in order to grow up, and your goal is to become a wonderful person by the end. Everything that happens is very important to experience, including both the good and bad. The same goes with everybody with Satoko, Rika-chan, and me too. The same applies to everybody in this class. For example, me used to be a very bad girl. Meow meow. Hehe. Well, I'm not proud of it or anything, but shooting at people with a BB gun is like nothing compared to what I did. I used to throw bricks at people. I can't even count how many times I ended up in a cell at the police station during the damn conflict. I was a regular there. I'm not kidding. That's all true. But it did happen in the past, and she doesn't have to tell you about it, even though she's your friend. Even though she's my friend. I made a lot of embarrassing mistakes and committed some crimes too, but I don't tell you about them because telling you wouldn't help in any way. If you feel better about telling us about your past, well listen, but there's no rule that says you have to tell us about your past just because we're friends. I don't want to dig up a past that you don't want to talk about. That's what true friends are all about, I think. I agree with you, but we're happy if you feel better now by telling us about your past. We could forget about it if you want us to. We'll never change the way we see you because of this. What did you did in the city has nothing to do with who you are right now. You're a precious friend to us. I actually don't want to know about your past, to be honest with you. I agree with Rika. The same thing goes the other way around. If you did something great in the city, but if you were a nasty person here, I wouldn't care what great things you did back then. In other words, Ki-chan, the sin you commit in the city is something you should keep secret in your heart. You don't need to dig it back up just to tell us. I mean, you can if you want, and if anybody changed the way they saw you because of that, I look down on them. No matter what happened in the past, as long as you're a great person at present, you shouldn't be embarrassed of yourself, am I wrong? What's the purpose of living if you can never earn redemption? Satoko used to be a big baby who couldn't do anything by herself. She regretted it deeply, and now she's a strong, independent girl. That's why I admire Satoko today. I don't care how weak she used to be. Rika. What about you, Ki-chan? Are you going to change the way you see me because you now know I used to be a very bad girl who was a regular at the police station? You won't, will you? I am who I am. Our friendship won't change, and we'll keep playing and laughing like we always do, right? That's what being friends is all about. What? What's going on? Miana tried to cheer me up with an encouraging smile on her face, but her expression became distorted all of a sudden. Big teardrops fell from my eyes. What? Why am I crying? Let me just say this. I didn't know anything about Satoshi because you all hid it from me. But we didn't mean to hide it. You didn't tell me about the incidents that happen every year, right? Oh, that's because we didn't want to. You didn't want to scare me just because of that you let me out. No, we didn't mean to. Mion didn't know what to say. She had tears in her eyes. She thought she did me a favor. She didn't know why it turned out like this. She didn't want to make me scared of the village that just moved here. What more reason did she need? I asked you before, Mion, if there's a crime at the damn construction site. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, I asked you before, Mion, if there's a crime at the damn construction site. You told me there was a none, but there was a dismemberment lynching murder. You lied. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you. I thought friends didn't hide things from each other, right? So that makes us not friends. Ah, what are friends? What are friends? What were friends to me? They were my true friends. They really cared about me. They were so nice to me and helped me feel at home in this village. Couldn't have been happier. Everything was great, wasn't it? Kichan, please don't. Mion seemed like she didn't know what to say. Her eyes looked moist. It was hard to believe she was really acting like this. It wasn't like Mion at all. I could feel her pain. She was in pain because she didn't know what I was blaming her for. She looked so sad, but I didn't notice her pain. I thought I was her friend. I didn't understand her feelings. I didn't trust her. I just used the word friend, but I didn't do anything like what friends are supposed to do. That's right, I was such a fool. Mion was Mion. She was my best friend. Why did I doubt her? Why? Kichan looks down these days. He just moved here from the city. I guess the fatigue must be setting in. He probably caught a cold as a result. I see. Then he needs to eat something nutritious. My grandma's making ohagi today. I'm going to ask her to give me some so we can bring down the Kichan. Oh, hey, Mion, wash your hands first. Hello, Ran-chan. Would you like to try making one too? Well, that looks like fun. Yes, I'd love to try. Here we go. I have a great idea. What is it, Mi-chan? What is that little bottle? What is it? It's not only fun to have a sweet ohagi, you know. Okay. Yes, let's put hot sauce in one of them. It'll wake him up for sure. That's right, that's what happened. They brought ohagi for me to help me get better. They only tried to cheer me up. Why did I get so scared of them? Just because I knew I had lunch at Angel Mort, I grew terrified of her. Hey, you don't look good. Maybe you should go lie down. That's right, maybe we should leave. They just wanted to cheer me up with a joke, but because I look so serious. See ya. Please get better soon. I hope we can hang out in the club together tomorrow. That was our normal way of saying goodbye. I don't want you to be absent from school tomorrow, okay? First of all, I never visited any of my classmates who were upset with a cold. No, I haven't. I never done such a nice thing to anybody because it's too much of a bother. But they did that for me. I understand visiting a friend in the hospital, but I just got a cold. They came to visit me with ohagi so that I could get better soon. I should have been thankful to them and said I'll get better soon and I'll sure I can come to school tomorrow. So I'll see you then. That's what I was supposed to say. But what did I do instead? I locked the door. I closed the door and locked it as if rejecting them. What was I so scared of? What was I so afraid of? Why didn't I say any words of appreciation to my friends who cared about me? I was just so scared of the ohagi they brought for me. What was I thinking? It was impossible for there to be a needle on one of them. There wasn't actually a needle at all. It was all in my head because I had read some manga about someone putting needles or razor blades in people's food. It scared me so much that I believed it could also happen to me for some reason, and I thought there was a needle in the ohagi. You were so stupid, Kichi. Why would your friends put a needle in food they only brought to make you get better? It was crazy to think that. Even if there was a needle in one of them, I should have thought that it was some kind of mistake, and I should have believed in my friend's innocence. That's what a true fan will do, but what did I do? Pound, splatter, smash. I threw the ohagi they sent me so much effort making it on the floor. Why? Why did I do that? I got along so well with them. I moved to Hinamizawa and I made friends for the first time in my life. They were my best friends. Meeting them was the most wonderful experience of my life. I probably never have another one like that for the rest of my days. I knew that, but I got scared and I doubted them. They noticed I was acting odd. That's why they called the manager Irie. They called a sedative might help me relax so I could get rest and get better. That's why they carried me into my room. I just wanted to make it fun. She's kind of a person who expresses her goodwill by making a joke out of it. I knew that better than anybody. She knew Ari would roll up to my shirt to check my heartbeat with the stethoscope. So she was just trying to draw graffiti on my shirt just like she did to Tomatake-san as punishment for the game he lost. Yes, that's why Mion took a felt marker out of her pocket. I felt marker. She brought a marker from home because she just wanted to do something funny. She tried to trip me up by making me take a punishment for a run further than nursing me, because that's what Mion is like. She went through the trouble of bringing a felt marker to my house just because she wanted to cheer me up. Rena held me down tightly, and Mion came closer to me to erase the dirt on my shirt. Mion whispered the words she was going to write on my shirt. I heard them. I heard them clearly. I heard what she was going to write on my shirt. I hope you get well soon, Mion. I heard them. Then why? I should have known she wasn't going to do anything to hurt me. Then why? Why did the marker look like a syringe to me? Why did I think that Mion was going to kill me? It was impossible. It was impossible. Why? Why did I misunderstand that Mion was going to kill me? Ah! The numbness in my head receded, and slowly I felt blood start to run through my entire body again. How long was I squatting down there? For a few minutes, or a lot longer than that? As I looked at the clock, the hands weren't moving at all, as if they stopped while I had my eyes closed. Really, the atmosphere in the room wasn't filled with the insanity like it was earlier, but it was quiet and gray. Rena wasn't holding me down, and Mion wasn't about to give me an injection. Was all that just some kind of illusion? There was no sense of presence other than myself in that room. It was an extraordinary experience, a kind I never had before. I was there with Rena and Mion. I doubted my sanity for a moment, but at the same time, I felt some kind of relief too. The scary incident was just an illusion after all. Neither Rena nor Mion would have done such a terrible thing to me. Tears started forming in my eyes. My emotions were running high. Why? It wasn't a question of why tears were forming in my eyes. Why? It was a question of my sadness. Why did I feel so sad? I don't know. You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? What do you do know? I was so stupid. What the hell was I doing? I was so pathetic and helpless. Mion just tried to cheer me up. That was all. I liked her so much. She was my best friend. She was older than me, but she hung out with me like we were the same age. She was the first one who came to talk to me in class. She was so nice to me, but Mion was lying down in an unnatural position near the window. She was covered in dusky red blood from her head to her chest. The red fluid spluttered on the wall with Mion's. What had I done? What had I done? I would never forgive myself. I truly did think of all you as my friends. Why did all this happen? Was there nothing fun in my life at my old school? When I talked to anyone, it was only ever about my chances of passing the entrance exam of the schools we wanted to go to. My life was shitted and gray. Friends to me were rivals and enemies to for school recommendation and test scores. My friends here taught me just how unnatural that was. This whole month was a blast. We raised roof over lunch, our club activities, and the festival. A warm liquid flowed out from my eyes. To my surprise, it was my tears. I didn't have any obligation to cry for them, but I couldn't stop. Even though they attempted to kill me, even though they almost killed me, I couldn't forget the memories we made during the past month. Or were those fun days fake? Was it an act that kept playing perfectly to set me up until today? Was it only me who believed that they were my friends? It couldn't be. Rena and Mion, they were my friends for real. Those happy days could have just been a performance. Rena and Mion had been forced by somebody to kill me, or that an extraordinary existence called Oyashio-san possessed them and took over their consciousness. No matter what it was, both Rena and Mion were my best friends. I was stupid. I was such a fool. Such a fool. Such a fool. Such a fool. I wasn't making any sense at all. I killed my best friends. They were my best friends. Then why didn't I trust them? Why didn't I listen to them? I beat them to death. Who did I think I was? I made it sound like I didn't do anything wrong. I felt like everybody went crazy except me. I was such a fool. It was the other way around. Of course it was. I was the only one who went crazy. Kichin, I just did terrible. I'll never forgive myself. Mion was still alive. I have a memory of beating her to death because I couldn't trust her. But that's a memory from a non-existent, different world. But even though it happened in a different world, I killed Mion, and I didn't realize how deep that sin was. Okay, so, I guess the previous Higurashis were intertwining his memories now? Oh, great, another human echo type deal. Anyways, I didn't realize how deep that sin was, even though until now, Mion was at fault for being killed. What is wrong with Kichi-san? I don't know. Kichin, please calm down. I'm not dead. You didn't beat me to death. I mean, I never let that happen. Okay. Quiet. There's no one in our club whom you could beat to death, Kichi-san. No. Man, I just took a look confused, having no idea why I was crying. But I couldn't help myself. I learned just now that I couldn't earn redemption by confessing my sin. But I could never earn redemption for this, not from me on. No matter how much I've cried in this world, nobody could give me forgiveness, and so I could never earn redemption for this sin. Right then, Ch.6 came in and noticed me crying. You wouldn't see a teenage boy crying like that very often. Ch.6 asked me what's going on, but at the moment I couldn't hear anything. Me and Ch.6 looked confused, and they didn't know how to explain the situation. Rika-chan approached me in my midst of sobs. You remember, don't you, Kichi? You remember how you killed Rina and me? Yes, I killed them, but I didn't accept my sin. I pretended I was the victim. I cursed and blamed my friends until the moment I died. There was blood everywhere, and in the end, I just died alone without any regrets. I clawed at my itchy throat in a phone booth. I didn't notice my sin, and I died alone. Kichi, did you notice your sin just now? Yes, I did. It took me so long, but I just noticed it. I remember what I did, not here, but in a different world that looks just like this one. I killed my friends because I couldn't trust them. They were just trying to help me, but I didn't listen to them. I don't know why I didn't. I didn't care if people were staring. I just kept crying. I wanted to transmute my sin to tears in order to squeeze it out of me. But the tears that kept coming from my eyes weren't my sin. They were just tears of regret for doing something irreversible. At that time, I felt something touching my head. I opened my eyes and saw Rika-chan patting my head gently. I didn't need any comfort. I didn't deserve any comfort from Rika-chan, but the words she spoke to me weren't ones of comfort. I forgive you, Kichi. What? Kichi, you noticed your sin. It's a very difficult thing to do, and not something everybody can. No, everyone can understand how great you are, and hence they can't forgive you, but I can, because I know how great you are, Rika-chan. This is a miracle. You noticed a sin you committed in another world. That's impossible to do, but you did it. That is the most unbelievable and precious of miracles that could exist in this world. I didn't understand anything Rika-chan was saying, but I felt like she's the only one who understood that impossible memory I had, so you should be able to understand what Rina Rigo is going through right now. Yes, I understand. She's going through exactly the same thing I went through. She wants to trust her friends more than anything, but she can't. She's the one who's losing her mind, but she doesn't understand that, and she thinks the world is going crazy instead. I don't know how to save her. I have no idea, because I failed. I didn't understand until I died. No, I didn't understand even after I died. So how can I make Rina realize what I did, and even after that? I can't save her. I can't save her. I was just like her. There's nothing I can do. Calm down, Kichi. I did fail, but that didn't mean Rina would too. There was no excuse not to save her because I thought she'd fail. After all, what did Rina do back then? I was totally going mad, but she risked her life to save me. In my room, in that world, I had beaten her many times with a metal bat, but she was smiling. She knew I was scared, and that's why she smiled for me. I beat her so many times, her arms were broken, her forehead was cut open. I remembered Irina didn't block her head, even at the very last moment. She opened her arms towards me like she was looking for a hug, but I still doubted her, and I raised the metal bat up high. Rina told me then that it was okay. Please, trust me. My friend still told me to believe in her. She told me to trust her, but I still didn't, and I lost it and attacked her. She was in danger, and she was actually killed, but she didn't even block her head. Instead, she used her arms to reach out for me. Rina continued to say those words until the moment she died. Trust me, please. Trust me. She risked her life to save me until her very last moments. She kept telling me to believe in her, but I didn't listen. For so long, I truly believed that I didn't do anything wrong. I feel a little bit better now that you've forgiven me, Rika-chan, but I still have to atone for my sin. I'm going to do that in the same way Rina did for me. I'm going to save her. Rina risked her life to save me. She cared about me until her very last moments. She trusted me. She believed that her words would reach my heart, so she kept saying them until I cracked her skull. I didn't care if I died. Rina died for me. I could die for her too. I was such a fool for failing to understand my friend's feelings. That's why I didn't understand what she was saying. But Rina might be different. This world is messed up. But Rina doesn't mean that I can just quit. Quitting is the same as not believing. I believe in Rina and our friendship. That's why I can still make it. I can still prevent a tragedy from happening. I can change fate. We will struggle together to seize our future. Rika-chan nodded with a serious look on her face, and she put her hand in the pocket of her skirt. Kichi, I won't give up either. I'm not going to lose hope in this world. I was tired from meeting countless failures. I gave up on this world as it started to go wrong. That's why I kind of gave up on Rina last night, but I was wrong. I realize that the world of fire is such a beautiful and divine thing, and it can work miracles that even alter the path of fate. So I'll fight with you. I'll fight again. I'll keep fighting until I reach the future. I have no idea what you two are talking about. Hehe. It's normal that you don't remember. Kichi is a special exception. Huh? I suppose I'm too brilliant to understand what's going on. Rika-chan touched Satoko's forehead to hers. But please remember one day when you're desperately driven to a corner of misfortune, please remember that he risked his life to save you. Kichi-san fought for me? It's hard to believe. Hehe. Isn't that right, Kichi? Rika-chan looked at me smiling as if waiting for my agreement. I wasn't sure if I could risk my life for Satoko. No, I was for sure I'd risk my life for her. Satoko is my friend. If anybody tried to make her unhappy, I'd beat them up without hesitation. I'd risk my life to save her. There might even have been a world like that. I nodded to Rika-chan. Rika-chan nodded back to me looking happy. Mayberry-kun, is everything okay? Ch.6 realized I finally calmed down, and she asked me that. Yes, everything's fine now. I'm sorry I worried you. Anyway, Mion. What? What is it? I walked towards her. Mion stepped back not knowing what was going on. She bumped into the blackboard. What is it, Ki-chan? You look so serious. I held Mion tightly. She didn't know what was going on and her face turned red. Crying on her shoulder, I told her the following. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What are you sorry for, Ki-chan? This old man doesn't really get what's going on. It's okay. You don't need to get anything, so just listen to me. I'm very sorry, and the huggy you made, they were really good. They were delicious. They cheered me up. Well, I wanted to tell you that I would go to school the next day, and the day after that too. I wanted to tell you that I would see you tomorrow at school, but I couldn't. I'm very sorry that I didn't give you any words of appreciation until today. I'll never doubt you, Mion. I'll never doubt any of my friends. Never ever again. So, Mion, please forgive me for what I did that day. Mion must have no idea what I was talking about. Of course I didn't either. I didn't understand what I was talking about. But my sin wasn't forgiven yet. I need to confess my sin in order to receive her forgiveness. I know you risked your life to save me, Mion, so I'll risk my life to save you too. When you're in some kind of trouble, I promise I will. Ki-chan? You're making me blush. Mion's face was bright red. She didn't know what was going on. Satoko was blushing too with a confused look on her face. But Rika-chan and I understood everything. We weren't going to accept the tragedy. We couldn't give up just because the world was going out of order. We were going to fight against fate to the very last moment. Mion fought for me. Reina fought for me. That's why I was going to fight for Reina. Just like she did for me, I was going to risk my life to save her. The summit was being held at a traditional Japanese restaurant in Shishibone City. When a black car stood in front of it, 3 burly cops got over, followed by Oishi. They will welcome my Sonozaki Corps members in equally black suits. It was something you didn't see every day. Thank you for having us. We apologize for being late. I'll take you to the room. Please follow me. There was a sign saying reserved at the entrance. Oishi and his subordinates were taken inside. They talked through the restaurant's pretentious landscape garden and they came to the gorgeous Japanese-style entrance. A woman in a kimono was waiting at the entrance, as was Kasai. Upon seeing the police officers, they stopped chatting and bowed deeply. The woman in the kimono was Mion's mother, Akane. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Sonozaki. Thank you for having us today. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming all the way here despite your busy schedule. Not at all. I've been looking forward to the feast I'm going to have today. Kiyo Mizute is famous for dried bean curd, right? I can't wait. Long time no see, Kasai-san. It's been forever since we last met in person. Yes, it has been a while. Well, we seem to be at war, but I'm hoping we can settle this like adults. And although we're ready for an all-out war whenever you are, no, we have no desire to fight. Neither do we. Everybody knows how messy things get when you get involved, but I like to avoid that as much as possible since I'm not that young anymore. Obviously, this is a meeting between people who hated each other, The tension in their words indicated that it wasn't likely to be a friendly meeting. I'll take you to their room. Please follow me. I feel bad that our host is taking us to the table. Well, I know we sent you the invitation under my name, but actually today's host is the Sonozaki main family. I'm sorry for the confusion. I see. Can I go back and get my bulletproof jacket? On the other side of the door, there were several tables, and Mian was sitting at one of them. Since Mian was still young, her school uniform functioned as her formal dress. She still looked strange with the police and the corps members in black suits. Hello, you must be the successor to the head of the Sonozaki family. Thank you for having us today. Thank you very much for coming. Please take a seat. Mian politely welcomed the police undaunted, even though they were older than her parents. Mian gave a Kasaya look and tapped on the door. The waitress who had been waiting behind the door started bringing out drinks. Oishi-san, what's going on here? I'm not sure. Well, let's enjoy the meal first. Dried bean curd is really famous, you know. They started drinking, but the tension continued for a while. Mian made the waitresses and the other members of the Sonozaki Corps leave the room, and soon only Oishi and his subordinates, Mian, Akane, and Kasai, were left in the room. Well, let's go start talking about why we're here today. Akane nodded and began speaking. We're having this meeting today so we can resolve our misunderstandings. Such as, Kasai wanted to talk to you about Reina Ryugu for personal reasons. Therefore, this meeting is about the private circumstances between Tetsuyoshi Kasai and Reina Ryugu. The Sonozaki family has nothing to do with this. What are these private circumstances? Ryugu-san lives an honest life. How could she have any kind of private connection with Kasai from the Yakuza? Kasai? Yes, allow me to explain. Kasai told the police officers that he had happened to meet Rina at a coffee house in Okonomiya. He explained that Rina found something he lost there and that she offered to bring it back to him. That didn't sound right, but for the argument's sake, why don't we assume that you're telling us it's true? What happened after that doesn't make any sense. I heard that you told your members to find Rina Ryugu. That is actually my fault. Rina-san's father was worried about her because she didn't come home after dark. Alright, sorry guys, I had a pretty bad cough fit. Okay, that was actually my fault. Rena's father was worried about her. She didn't come home after dark, so I sent my men to ask if anyone has seen her downtown, but I made a small mistake. Wait a second, you made us come all the way here and now you're telling us to believe this bullshit? Could it be that you're making fun of us? Oishi looked a lot more like a member of the Yakuza than the real Yakuza did. Oishi threatened them with a nasty smile, and that piled on all the more tension on the atmosphere in the room. Oishi said, please don't. Kumagai tried to make him stand down. Officers with hot tempers pair with the others who are good at calming them down, just like the Yakuza do. Oishi backed off with a grin. Kumagai took over, continuing from there. So you're trying to say you do not want us to intervene because this is a civil matter between Reina Ryugu and Tetsuyoshi Kasai? That's not what's going to happen. We're going to give her protection. Mian opened her mouth for the first time in a while. You need to explain to me why the police have to protect Reina Ryugu to begin with. Why? Because you guys are after her. Oishi answered bluntly, but Mian remained nonchalant. That must have made them all the more annoyed. What makes you think we're after her? Why don't you ask what's in your chest? And I might know something. Oishi-san, we're here to resolve our misunderstandings. It's your choice not to listen to us, but I think it's better that you do. Oh, what are we misunderstanding exactly? Your misunderstanding concerns the scrapbooks of Nyoto Kano that Reina Ryugu is in possession of. The officer's expressions grew stern all at once. All of a sudden, she got straight to the point. You want to protect Reina Ryugu because she has the scrapbooks, isn't that right? Oishi and his subordinates glared back at her without saying a word, making it obvious that her guess was right. Kasai. Akane gave him a look and he left the room. However, he shortly returned, carrying a black suitcase. Every one of the officers assumed there was a tremendous amount of money in that suitcase, and the Sonozaki family was trying to buy him off. Kasai opened the suitcase and showed the contents to the police. Are these are Miyoto Kano's scrapbooks. I'm afraid we don't have the ones she gave to Reina Ryugu. This is going to be our main course for today. Do you mind if I take a look? No, feel free. We could talk after you read them. I'll let people leave if you like. Oh no, you don't have to do that. The cops produced latex gloves with their pockets, put them on, and took one of the scrapbooks out of the suitcase. There were more than 10 of them in there. We found them, Takano's house in Okonomiya after she passed away. Oishi and the others desperately turned pages of the well-thumbed scrapbooks. Are you sure these are real? Without a doubt. Oishi-san, if Rina Ruger has the other scrapbooks, that means maybe the ones she has have the same kind of stuff in them. When she looked stunned by the contents of the scrapbooks, he started turning the pages faster and then closed the scrapbooks roughly. Do all these have the same kind of contents as this one? Yes, they do. Feel free to take time and look at them until you're fully satisfied. The other officers are rapidly turning through pages. They weren't reading them, just flipping through. They took one of the scrapbooks from the suitcase after one after the other and flipped through the pages roughly. Oishi-san, this is absurd. These are just crappy occult novels. This one's about that another world collided with this world and that dead souls float across the gap. How are we going to use this as proof? Well, yours is about another world, mine is about creatures on the bottom of the ocean. This was about classified weapons of the Nazis. This one is about the legacy of the Mu continent. This one is about Asi, the mysterious creature in the Onagafuchi swamp. We could surmise that Rina Rugu most likely has a scrapbook about the parasite theory we've all heard of. The police were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. The other officers were shooting glances at Oishi. They hadn't said anything to him, but they never really believed in the story of the parasite, let alone the bioterrorism. But Oishi had believed it until he had proof. None of the scrapbooks in front of them said anything about parasites, but it was easy to assume the contents of one scrapbooks were no different in nature from another. In other words, all of them were just crappy occult novels. Well, Oishi appeared unable to accept the fact that it was facing him, but now he was actually looking at it as it was difficult to ignore. Mio Takano was an occult geek who had laughable ideas about the legend of Onagafuchi, but Rina took them seriously, and so had Oishi. The other officers could no longer stop themselves from laughing at the ridiculous scrapbooks. Oishi glared at them and they stopped laughing. The main reason Oishi took the story of the parasite seriously was because the Sanozaki family was apparently after Rina Rugu for the scrapbooks she had. Plus, Takano, the owner of the scrapbooks, was killed. Because of the two reasons, he believed in the occult B novel. Oishi was frustrated without a doubt. He has to accept that he was wrong. Oishi was eager for any information that could have helped him solve the series of mysterious deaths of Hina Misawa before he retired. A combination of a number of factors made Takano's ridiculous theory became highly credible to him. Let me ask you something. Why was Mio Takano killed? We have no idea what happened to Mio Takano and Jiro Tamatake. Of course you don't. A liar doesn't call himself a liar. Come on, Oishi-san. Do you think we do such a lousy job as to let the police find the bodies? Mio wore a cold smile. She had said too much. Akane cleared her throat as if to condemn that statement, and that made Mio shut her mouth. Oishi glared at the young successor, but he knew she was right. Then why are you after Rina Ryugu? We're not. I admit it. It's our fault. We made it look like we were after her. For that we apologize. The reasons which made Oishi take Rina's delusion seriously collapsed one by one. Mion and Akane looked at each other. They must have decided to let Akane speak. She did so firmly. We'd like you to ask you a favor. We don't want to be involved with the police because of nonsense like this. We heard that Senkai from the police headquarters started to work with the public safety division. They're going to do simultaneous raids on our family using this case as their excuse, aren't they? They have been at Oishi's request. Oishi took Rina's story seriously and he wanted to find the research facility that was developing the parasite. He was intending to use it as proof of the potential bioterrorist attack. But as he had no idea where to start looking, he tried to conduct simultaneous raids on the facilities the Sanozaki family owned in the entire prefecture in cooperation with the task force for gang groups and public safety. Normally these are circumstantial evidence, yet it wouldn't be enough to get their cooperation. In fact, public safety doubted Oishi's source because they hadn't heard of any potential terrorist attacks. They trusted their information network. But Oishi took advantage of his long career and his old friends and managed to get them to cooperate. Oishi's face broke out in a nervous sweat. Needless to say, he realized he was completely wrong. We caused you some trouble during the dam conflict, but the error is reaching it's in, and things have changed. You are a Yakuza group that sides with the weak, crushes the strong, and we're also trying to achieve the peace and stability in line with these changing times. If we get rid of now, we're going to lose face. Who cares about your face? I know we'll find something with those raids. We're going to go through with them. If you find something good for you, but if you don't, you'll know it'll cause a big liability issue that even you won't escape lightly, Oishi-san. Alright, sounds like you really do want an all-out war. Huh? If that's what you want, please carry out your job to your own satisfaction, and we'll take on the challenge anytime. What? Kane Sanosaki didn't betray Oishi's expectations. Although her right to become the successor was taken away, Akane had been through a lot more than Mion. Oishi couldn't back out now, but he knew it was a fight he probably couldn't win. Kumagai butted in and tried to calm him down. If we put a stop to their race, what will we get in return? Mion answered this time. We'll give you these scrapbooks as proof of our friendship. I'm sure you can use them to cancel the raid attempts. These scrapbooks proved how ridiculous Mio Takano's theory was. Takano was dead anyway. Oishi could show people these scrapbooks to say he was fooled. He could still pretend the whole raid and if they never happened. He might have to take responsibility for it, but if he didn't back off now, there'd be no doubt that he'd face a hopeless mess. He was going to back off it. It was now or never. The administrative staff at his station weren't exactly fond of him. If he made such a huge mistake right before his retirement, people who'd been looking for a chance for revenge would cut his pension with glee. His pension was decided by multiplying his base salary by a certain number. If they cut his base salary, there's no way he could avoid a big reduction. Oishi-san, he decided to back off. It was hard for him to make mistakes at his age. He grimaced with anger. Kuma-chan, can you take over from here? I think I had too much to drink. I'm going to get some fresh air on the porch. Excuse me. Oishi stood up quickly and left the room, making a lot of noise as he walked. Kasai closed the door Oishi left open. The room was filled with silence again. At that point, Kumagai opened his mouth. We understand your point. Our intention isn't to cause trouble to all the organizations you own. So I want to confirm that the police and the Sanosaki family will help each other to maintain the peace of the city. Therefore, we're going to put off doing the simultaneous raids. Thank you very much. I'm sure our leader or you appreciate your concern as well. As you promised, we'll take the scrapbooks, and there are 2 more conditions. Go ahead. First off, if you find other missing scrapbooks, you must bring them to us immediately. Second, if you find Rina Ryugu, you must turn her over to us immediately as well. I'm afraid the second one is unacceptable. Rina Ryugu is in a state of delusion. We'll make sure of her safety, and we'll find the best medical facility we can take her to. She has the right to receive treatment. We can't accept that either. We have the right to question her about the murder of Takano, and as a material witness, not as a suspect. Akane whispered to Mion, in turn nodded and began to speak. Very well, we'll accept the second condition, but let us add another condition on top of that. We're going to send her a lawyer. You will only question her in the lawyer's presence. Understood. One more thing. You aren't allowed to delay us by not sending us the lawyer on purpose. We'll start questioning right after we find her. We have no problem with that, but you must contact us immediately after she's found. We will as soon as we can. Akane cut in. You have to call us before you question her. You must call us the very moment she's found. This agreement is made in good faith, founded on our mutual trust, so please do be careful not to do anything that might waste it. Understood. You have my word on that. We'll try to keep our promise with the best of intentions. Akane and Kumagai glared at each other for a moment. Surprisingly, Kumagai was very calm. He was always in the shadow of Oishi, who was loud and noisy, but he had as much guts as his superior did. Oishi was great at taking care of matters in a rough and threatening kind of way, but Kumagai was good at negotiations like this. The meeting ended, and the police stood up from their seats. The tension in the room had finally ceased. Kasai put the scrapbooks back in the suitcase and handed it to Kumagai. Kumagai looked at Kasai, nodded lightly, and took what was offered him. This is a very expensive case made in Italy. Please take it as a souvenir from us. No, we're only supposed to take the scrapbooks. We'll return it to your office later. Thank you for your time. Please give us my regards to the family head, Oryu-san. The office or slash officers left after bowing to Mian. After making sure the police had left the hallway, Mian sighed heavily and finally let go of her tension. She spread her feet on the floor, flapping the rim of her skirt. Oh man, my shoulders hurt. Why didn't you take care of this, Mom? Don't be silly, your rank is higher than mine. Rank is everything, not age. Hey, Kasai, have a waitress bring me a beer. Oh, and you can let the grunts in and give them something cold to drink too. You want me to bring only beer? Oh, she can't drink. Bring her some orange juice for her. Don't treat me like I'm a little kid. I guess my rank doesn't matter to you, huh? You'll always be a big baby to me. Anyway, your father pulled bitty streaks for you this time. You should thank him. And you too, Kasai. You have to play a smarter when meeting with the common man. I'm a little embarrassed. By the way, I'm very impressed with Rina-chan for making a fool out of Oishi. You have many friends of good potential. I'd like to meet her. We could go see a big play together or something. Kasai, whatever you see her next time, let her know I said that. And don't tell her any more creepy stories, alright? Of course, I'm well aware of that. With that, they successfully dispelled the magical power of Tako's scrapbooks. The whole mess shouldn't grow any larger. The only remaining problem was Rita. Where could she be hiding? Before I went to bed, I headed to my window to close the curtain. I saw the shadow of a person near the porch. Who could it be so late? Well, I didn't have to guess who it was. There was only one person I knew who might come see me so late. I opened the window and looked more carefully this time. I was right. It was Reina. She was just sitting still under the light. I wondered how long she'd been there for. It didn't look like she was going to ring the doorbell. She was just standing there. She seemed to be asking herself whether to ring the doorbell or not. Or how long had she been standing? Had she been hesitating in front of my door? It looked like she, even standing there, was giving her a hard time. She looked very tired. I ran down the stairs, put on my sandals, and rushed out of the house. Reina looked surprised to see me, even though I came out. Look, after making a loud noise. Reina, is that you? Reina. She looked relieved to see me for a moment, but then she soon glanced downward and looked sad again. How long have you been standing here? I don't know. Maybe since the sunset? Reina may be staying somewhere outside for the last 2 days at the very least. And it wasn't like she'd been camping for fun. She'd been in a state of high tension the whole time, believing that someone was trying to kill her. Reina looked utterly exhausted. She seemed to have taken out the deep scratch she made on her neck the other day with the large band-aids. The band-aids had cute pictures, but that only made the wound on her neck look more painful. I saw some band-aids soaked with blood on her arms too, and bloody, and I could tell she made them herself. She had more scars than she did last night. Anyways, let's go inside. You haven't eaten anything for 2 days, have you? When I tried to take her into the house, she refused with a fake expression on her face. It wasn't that she didn't want to go in the house. It was more like she had to refuse because she thought she didn't deserve it. I can't take it anymore, even at this moment. The maggots are moving through my body. It's just really bad, and it feels like they're about to come out from everywhere. Reina, I think you have some kind of disease. Why don't you get rest in here and we'll go to the clinic first thing in the morning. You understand your delicate situation, so he'll see you in private. No, I know it. I know exactly how Tamaki-san died. I'm trying not to do what he did for as long as possible. Reina believes she was given some kind of suspicious drug that made her claw at her neck to death, just like Tamaki-san did. She had convinced herself that it was going to happen. She wouldn't hear anything else right now. But she really wanted somebody to help her. She wanted help, but when someone tried to give her a hand, it looked like the hand of the devil. And if this was some kind of disease, what a horribly depressing disease it was. Well, I don't know how I'm going to die, but I don't think I have much time. That's not going to happen. You're a member of our unbeatable club, Rina and Rigu. You're not going to die so easily. Thanks. Well, I want to say sorry before I die. Sorry, before what? Yesterday, I said terrible things to you, and I hurt your feelings. She must be talking about last night. She trusted me, but when Oishi-san told her about my past, she felt betrayed, and after that, everything I did out of goodwill seemed like the opposite to her. I know what it's like. I once felt the same way about you did, Rina. Well, before I moved here, I did many horrible things too. A lot, actually. Really? I didn't know. What I did was beyond comparison. You just saw someone with a toy gun. I hit someone's head really, really hard with a metal baseball bat. everybody got hurt really badly, and I also broke the windows in my school. And then I know, but I don't care about any of that. You did that before you moved here. That's why you stopped being Raina Ryugu and became Raina after you moved here, right? To me, you're my best friend who's very kind, thoughtful, and fun. That's the most important thing. I don't care who you were before. So, I was way worse than you were. I have no right to say you're not my friend. I felt the same way too. I was afraid of you because I heard about your past. Oh, you knew. Rena laughed sadly. She seemed shocked to find out I knew about her history when she thought I didn't. Mom was like, so what? It doesn't matter how bad you were before you moved here. You've been through ups and downs with tears and laughter. But since you moved to Hinamizawa, you've been living a proud life. The important thing is that you regret what you did. That's all that matters. You've grown up to be a respectable person. I don't care about your past. I should have noticed it earlier. Rena is Rena. And that's why she's Rena Ryugu. I couldn't understand that simple thing when she said she wasn't Rena. Or Rena? I don't know. You heard about my past too, right? I was pretty bad as well. I was such a brat. I regret the stupid things I did, so I thought moving here was a good opportunity for me to start over. I believe I've been the person I wanted to be since I moved to Hinamizawa. Is it the same with you, Reina? It doesn't matter how you lived in Ibaraki. The important thing is that you're Reina Ryugu and you wanted to be in Hinamizawa, so I don't care about whoever Reina Ryugu was. Yeah, you're right. We need to start out our life as many times as we want. We might make a lot of mistakes and hurt ourselves, but that let us become the people we want to be. You fall once or twice in your life, but that's life. We can let that beat us down. We have to keep growing. So I have such an asshole for getting scared because of your past. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. When you go through a lot of pain, you can be kinder to the others. So I don't need to know your past. And even if I knew, it wouldn't change the way I treated you. When we were fools, we couldn't understand that until we went through things like this ourselves. Mian knew from the beginning. We were such fools. We hurt each other and we made each other cry. So Reina Ryugu is and always will be my best friend forever. When you have to go through a hard time, I'll help you no matter what. Trust me on that. Thank you. I trust you, Kichi-kun. It was very tragic, but what she said was, is it true? She probably didn't mean to lie to me, but I knew she didn't trust me from the bottom of her heart. My words didn't reach her. I knew that because Rena kept telling me to trust her that time. She kept saying those words while I kept hitting her with the bat, but they still didn't reach me. I don't think I have much time left, but I'll try my best to save Hinamizawa because wonderful people like you live here. No, Reina, I'm not going to let them take over this village. I'll fight so we can regain the peaceful days we had. I'll defeat their conspiracy. She said that she trusted me, but she didn't understand anything I was saying. Even if I kept telling her the conspiracy was talking on some delusion, it wouldn't reach her. Thank you, Kichi-kun. Thank you for forgiving me. I forgive you, so please forgive me for what I did to you. I'm going to save Hinamizawa, I promise. So, Kichi-kun, will you help me? I trust you, only you, Kichi-kun. We can save Hinamizawa together. Reina. I knew how bad of a corner Reina was driven into. If I was her, I'd be walking around the baseball bat thinking every single person around me was my enemy. Reina cared about me so much, but I saw her as my worst enemy. Reina, you still trust me even when you're driven to a bad of a corner. I couldn't understand what you were saying. I beat you to death while you kept telling me to trust you. But you're different. You still trust me. You are. So. Why are you crying? I'm sorry. I'll never betray you. I trust you, Reina, so please forgive me. I don't know what you're talking about. You've always believed in me, Kichi-kun. So I trust you too. I could trust you, right? You're the only one who trusts me, right? Tears fell from my eyes. I sobbed and nodded again to answer her. Tears welled up in my eyes too. Before I knew it, we were putting our foreheads together, with tears in her eyes. Well, I found a way to end this battle. Really? Yeah. I might not stand a chance, but this is the best and only resistance I could think of. Reina, I don't know what you're going to do, but if you do that, we can begin our happy days, right? We can, can't we? We have to, or I'm not going to let you go anywhere. Don't worry, Kichi-kun. It's going to come from behind victory and we'll gain our happy days for sure. I don't know what she had on her mind. It began with a delusion and it ended with a delusion. If I encouraged her too much, she twisted into an attack on her. I was like that at the time. I took Rena's goodwill as the complete opposite thing, so I stopped denying her story. This was Rena's battle. It was her lonely battle. She had to fight against her own delusion. The more we tried to help her, the more we drove her into a corner. But I would always be there for her. Whenever she needed help, she could reach me. I wanted to let her know that, so I just said one thing. I'm on your side until the very last moment. No matter what, I'm on your side. Even if I told her to trust me, I knew she couldn't right now. I knew that, but I told her those words anyway, even if she couldn't believe them. And even if she tried to smash my head in, I'd say those words. I keep saying them until I die. Thank you, Kichi-kun. Everything will be over tomorrow. We'll win for sure. And then we can play around in the club together again with everyone. We'll return to our happiest times. Although she wished she would gain our happy times so badly, I couldn't get rid of the darkness that controlled her mind. Well, I have to go now. I have to get ready for tomorrow. To tell the truth, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to stop her even if I had to grab her arm. But I couldn't stop her like that. If I grabbed her arm, she wouldn't trust me anymore. Wait, Rena, what do you have to do to get ready for tomorrow? That's a secret. I might ask you for your help later. You'll help me when I do, though, right? Of course. I'm not as strong, so I could tell that I was still on her side. But I didn't know what her come from behind victory meant at this point. The first thing I could think of is that she was going to invade the house of the Sonozaki family, which she thought was her enemy. So I called me on to warn her after Reina left. Neon laughed bitterly and said, "Why does everybody want us to be the bad guys so much?" But she understood the situation. It'd be easier if we really did act like the bad guys. It might be better if we tied her down and took her to the hospital. If it comes to that, I guess we have no choice. But I want to believe her until the last second. She still had a strong heart to trust me, no matter how badly she'd been driven into a corner. She's not like me, so I'm sure she could defeat her delusion. It's hard for this old man to understand what you and Rika-chan have been talking about these days. Did anything serious happen lately? You could say it lately in a way. I killed Neon a couple days after the festival. I'm sorry I didn't talk crazy lately. Anyway, please don't lose confidence in Reina, alright? You know I won't. Anyone can catch a cold of her heart sometimes. It just happened to Reina this time, and that's all. Well, she has a relatively high fever, but I'm sure she'll be better soon. We can laugh about this later. It's not as bad as you think, Ki-chan. The silly Oishi admitted his mistake. He doesn't even know about you-know-what, so I'll just say Reina overacted a little bit, and this will be over. Really? You really think you can do that? Did you just forget that I'm the next head of the Sonozaki family? I have both the skill and the power to do that. This old man's had a meeting with the Oishi at a restaurant today, and we all cleared up all the misunderstandings. Oishi was shaking in fear the whole time. Hey, I'm pretty good, don't you think? Mion bragged about her achievement, laughing loudly. I could tell she was exaggerating a little. Anyway, compared to the sense of impending doom Reina seems to be feeling, the others seem to take it rather easy. It was all up to Reina now. She understood everything. She could go back to the peaceful world she wished for. We were waiting for her to reach out to us, just like we did the abandoned car at the garbage dump that day. Reina, I couldn't win, but I know you can, because you're the one who told me that faith until the end, so I know you can win. Then it means that she could literally win the last battle she was talking about earlier, but Reina would win. She'd win and regain her peaceful life. So is this the halfway point or the full end for the chapter? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't see this earlier. Okay, no, it's the full end to the chapter. Okay. Let's go ahead and read this tip. Tomorrow is the day. Oh, you mean the day we die? It's going to end up the same way this time, just like the last time. I don't know about that. It's been very similar to the last one, but there were some things that were different too. Kichi remembered what happened. That's impossible. There's no way he could remember. I mean, there's no way he could know. The more you see that, the more it's absolutely impossible. The more it makes me feel like this is a real miracle. There's nothing we could do. It's going to end up the same way again. I'm not sure about that. Yes, it will. Everything won't be over. When they Higurashi cry, was it all going to end anyway? The more often you throw a die, the closer the total will get to the average. When you throw a die 100 times, even if a miracle happens, and you get a 6 twice or 3 times in a row, the total will average out in the end. That's effective statistics. But when you throw a die 100 times, the total number ranges from 100 to 600. The more you throw it, the greater the likelihood that the number will converge on the average. But the truth is, the more you throw, the more possible outcomes you create. There are 500 different features you could create by throwing a die 100 times. There are 5,000 different features you could create by throwing a die 1,000 times. There might be one feature among them that enables you to actually finish this never-ending game of dice. Kichi showed me a miracle and taught me that it's not a waste of effort to keep throwing the die. Don't give in to something like an average. You think we'll never have a different ending, don't you? I could tell because it's written all over your face. I think so too. I think we're going to have the same ending again this time, but I'm not going to give up hope until I throw the die for the last time. Kichi taught me that something's going to be different this time. I'll try to believe in that. Rika, you're a very strong person. Yeah, I know. That's because I'm a lot younger than you. Yawn. Rika, Meep, why are you still awake? Yawn. It's not good to stay up so late. I'm sorry. I couldn't sleep, so I just looked at the stars. I'm going to bed now. Please do. Good night, Rika. Good night, Satoko. Okay, we're going to end this here, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. I believe there's only another video left, I think, going based off the achievements. Yeah, I should only have another video left. So anyways, thanks for watching again, guys. I'll see y'all later.